Hi, you guys. Happy Easter. It's Jen and me, Bunny. Woohoo! Woohoo! It's Easter, my favorite day of the year. Woohoo! Hi, everyone. I hope that Bunny left you some eggs and candy and stuff like that. Well, that is a nice thought, Bunny, but that's not the real meaning of Easter. No, you're right, Mom, but it still can make it fun. That is so true, Bunny. Okay, anyway, Bunny didn't feel good during the last video, but he is back and raring to go this time, aren't you, Bunny? I sure am, Mom. I sure am. Okay, well, we have an altered book to show our friends, so why don't you go somewhere and do something and you can talk at the end. Okay, Mom. I'll be back, you guys, so don't turn off the video because you'll miss me at the end. Okay, bye. Okay, thank you, Bunny. And here's your candy. Anyway, I have an altered book, and I didn't even take like 6 months between videos like I usually do. This is just some cotton fabric, and this book is like over 140 years old, and it was just kind of in pieces. It's a Towns New Speller and Definer book, and I did have to fix the spine because it was shot, but I left the front and back covers because I thought they were really cool. And it's, yeah, a lot of history there. Anyway, the first page, let's see, we've got some stuff in this pocket, and it says, "Where flowers bloom, so does hope." And these are real plants that dried flowers or whatever. And then that fits in there. And this is a little envelope thing. Let me see. I don't remember what's in here. Oh, there's some more flowers. And it's just a little quote on here on some notebook paper. Oh, there are two together. "Blossom by blossom, the spring begins, and to plant a garden is to believe in tomorrow." That's Audrey Hepburn. And this says, "Forget not that the earth delights to feel your bare feet, and the winds long to play with your hair, and the earth laughs in flowers." This book is about spring, and I love spring. It's absolutely my favorite time of year, and I love the spring flowers. I think they are so special because they don't last very long. I don't know how that works, but spring flowers are so beautiful, and I always wish they could stay around longer, but maybe that's what makes them so beautiful, because they're rare and they don't last very long. Anyway, here's a picture of a little girl taking a walk with her umbrella, and there's a bird cage on this tag, and the tag says, well, there's a pocket, of course. Let's see here. It says, "Look at us," said the violets, blooming at her feet. "All last winter we slept in the seeming death, but at the right time God awakened us, and here we are to comfort you." And yeah, I thought that was really cool. So anyway, that goes here in our little pocket, because that's what spring is. It's a new beginning. And here we have some fairy pictures. And this one says, "Come away, O human child, to the waters and the wild, with a fairy hand in hand, for the world's more full of weeping than you can understand." And there is a fairy sitting on a step by a little fairy house, And here is an envelope with a bunch of little pieces of fairy stuff. And yeah, just a lot of little secret information inside this envelope. So we want to put that back in here and stick it in here where it's safe, if I can. There we go. I feel like I'm all thumbs today or something. And here is my next page with some stuff down here. There's a little fairy tag and a little fairy on the back, and on the tag we have a little fairy. That's cute. And in here we got a row of bunnies on some fabric. And here we go with, there's a little F for fairy. It's just like a playing card. And this is, in the spirit of friendship, country folk will often leave cakes and other food out for the fairies, as well as buckets of clean water for the fairies to wash their babies in. Quiet are the little lives, sharing sweet songs and tender words for those who listen with an open heart. So that's just some little ephemera. I like this place and could willingly waste my time in it. And there's just a picture of two little girls. That's a real picture, like a photograph. And so all of this good stuff goes back in here. You know what? Oh, well, there we go. I was going to say I'm feeling so clumsy today that I will just wait and do it later, so I'm not making my video so long, but, well, that's okay. It's done. And here's a piece of homespun with a heart that I stitched on there and a little flower with a rusty pin. And here is a little pocket. And there's a picture of two little girls playing with their dolls. And it says, "Let me play in the sunshine, let me dance in the rain, let me sing for joy and remember the days of my childhood forever." I love that quote. And this one is from Cinderella. "A dream is a wish your heart makes." And when you read this, I swear you will probably burst into song, because that's what I do every time I read this. I automatically start singing it. So, but that was from Cinderella. And this is, "There's a garden in every childhood, an enchanted place where the colors are brighter, the air softer, and the morning more fragrant than ever again." So that goes in here behind the picture, and then the flap goes down to hide it, so you could put secret stuff in there. And here is a short page. This has a bunch of stuff hidden in this pocket. I'm not going to get all that out because it will make everything extremely lengthy. Here is just a little notepad with a bunch of different kinds of papers added. And here we have, let's see here. "Once you become real, you can't become unreal again. It lasts for always." That's from the Velveteen Rabbit. And this, whoops, I dropped it. Oh, that's about the whole friendship thing. And that goes in here with this cute bunny picture. And here's a little crocheted piece that I have pinned on there, with a little safety pin. So, and this is, "In all things of nature, there is something of the marvelous." That's by Aristotle. And this is the whole thing about, I've read it to you before, about a bee that when they die, they leave the hive and hang out on a old flower or something through the night, so that if they die, the hive does not have to get rid of them. And it's just very sweet. So that's what's on there. And this is a bee journal card, just a little you know, card, just a little tag. And this is this thing is really very full, and this has a little card envelope in here, and inside the envelope is all kinds of good stuff. Fairy whispers. I opened a book and in I strode, now no one can find me. And a good book is the highest delight. Neil Gaiman said that. And this little fairy is there, sitting there, reading her book. I love to read. I don't read as much as I used to. Used to just read all the time, but when I was younger, but it just, I don't know. There never seems to be enough time for everything, and I still have 24 hours in the day, just like I always did. I must move a lot slower. And this says, these are pages from the original book. I was going to try to use them in a signature, but they were so fragile they tore every time I touched them. I included them to show the copyright date of 1880. That makes this book 145 years old. I love taking something like this and making a new life for it. It still has meaning and purpose. So these are the pages that were in here with the copyright dates and all the stuff. And like I said, I tried to, there's the 1880 copyright date, and they are just so fragile. So I thought that would probably be the best way to still have them in the book. But, and there's like, this was on the front page, you know, people writing their name and scribbling or whatever. So anyway, I thought that was cool, and so those are in this envelope, and I'll put that away later. And then we have the next page. Oh, actually there's a pocket here, and this has, it's just I think this is a Tim Holtz thing. There's a map on one side and some kind of certificate thing on the other. And this is a bunny card. It says, do not follow where the path may lead. Go instead where there is no path and leave a trail. Ralph Waldo Emerson said that. So anyway, that goes in this pocket right there. And then the next page, we have some little fairy stuff in here. And there's a picture down at the bottom of some cute little fairies and a quote. And this is also, be as true-hearted as you are beautiful, and we shall have nothing left to wish for. That's in the Blue Fairy book. So that's a little fairy postcard. And this is a beautiful little girl that I just put in a frame because I thought she was so cute. And up here is just some various pins and buttons and just a few pieces of cloth that I liked. So I just took them and put them in there. And here is another pocket. Oh, this is so cool. My friend Jean Devereaux made me these little bunny things, and I used them for note cards and stuff. But she also made this, which was a little bunny paper doll, and you cut them out, and then there's clothes. She did even clothes, and she made me big ones and little ones, and she sent me a whole bunch, and I thought that was so sweet. And so I love these, and I'm putting them in my in a lot of my books now, but they are from Jean Devereaux. And this has Verbena. There's Verbena standing in front of her little shop. And it says, down in the meadow where the grasshoppers hop, Bunny's sister Verbena runs a second-hand shop. A walnut shell makes a perfect bed where fairies lay their tiny heads. Matchsticks and a bit of twine makes a perfect little fairy clothesline. Bunny Ladybugs hum as fairy clothes are made, and the leftover fabric makes a fine lampshade. So when something is lost, don't despair, for Verbena will rescue it and sell it there. So appreciate the smiles your lost treasures will bring, because down in the meadow where the grasshoppers hop, Bunny's sister Verbena runs a second-hand shop. So there's that. And you get this lovely card of Bunny that was compliments of Jean Devereaux. And here is another page. And this has some flowers on it. These are real dried flowers. And this just says beautiful. And on the back there are some beautiful pictures of lovely ladies. And then we have a card from Alice's Adventures in Wonderland, and they are all having a tea party together. And inside there is a little lace pocket, and there is some tea ephemera. Let me see what we got here. Oh, that's two ladies that, or three ladies. They all have hats on. They look like they could be going to a tea party. And here is here's a tea card. Rosehip and lemon tea to make a soothing mixture to help you relax. And here is... Here's a little card about tea stuff. And though I cannot flee the world of corruption, I can prepare tea with water from a mountain stream and put my heart to rest. There's a lot of corruption going on in this world today. Those are also real plant leaves. And here is a tea bag so that you can enjoy a nice hot cup of tea while you peruse your journal. And here is another picture of a lady in front of a, garden with her flowers. And this is a lady in front of another garden with her flowers. And let's see what we got here. I must have flowers, always and always. That's from Monet. So there's lots of flowers there. And then we have this one. It's an envelope. And let me see here. There's so many pockets that it takes a while to get through here. If I have helped anyone enjoy honest, simple pleasures, then I have done a bit of good. Down the meadows green, let us go dance and play, and look for violets in the lane, and ramble far away. And here is a bunny snippet, which I can't remember if I made this or Chrissy Crosser made it. I bought some from Chrissy Crosser because I thought they were so cool. And then I made some of my own, but I honestly don't remember if that's hers or mine. And then there's a little violet underneath that's hiding. So this goes in here, and you can put all kinds of top secret stuff in there. And here is a lady with a horse. And let's see, there's just several pictures here of a lady sitting in front of a garden and relaxing. They're quite lovely. And here is a homemade envelope. And let's see here. This is just a like a piece of paper that's stuck in there. And this one is, write in this journal. Just a note or a scribble or a secret. Write in your own handwriting, even if you don't like the way you write, because it's a part of you, and someday someone will find it and remember you were here. You had real hopes and dreams and ideas, and they will know you cared and you took the time to leave a message. So that's what I wrote on there, and there's kids on the back that are sitting at their desk writing important stuff. So that goes in there. And then we've got, this is for coffee. I love coffee. I love tea as well, but I have to start my morning with coffee. And here is a little coffee cup pinned on the little tab here. And over here, we got, let's see, I got these little Dior tags. I think I got them from my friend Kathy Davis sent me those. And here's a little piece of fabric. Sorry. It wasn't even in focus. It was clear down here. I am so sorry. Okay. Anyway, 545. Every time I see 545, it's like weird because that's the house I grew up in when I was a kid. And I mean, my parents lived there for like 60 some years. So it was the only house I had ever known through my whole childhood and until I got married and left the house. So, yeah, so that's a little something. A morning without coffee is like sleep. The smell of freshly brewed coffee is as good as it gets. And let's see what this one says. First, I drink the coffee, then I do the things. Okay, so those go in here. And that just helps you get your day started with a nice cup of coffee and some lovely coffee quotes just to put a little smile on your face or whatever. And here is a butterfly pocket, and let's see here. When she became a butterfly, the caterpillars spoke not of her beauty, but of her strangeness. They wanted her to change back into what she had always been, but she had wings. So that's, that's just a little quote that goes inside here. And this is the back. Let's see here. This also is a Tim Holtz thing. And these are real flowers that I glued on there. I used Mod Podge so they wouldn't, like, all the little things wouldn't break off. And this is some paper that Jean Devereaux also gave me. Oops, sorry, you're not having a stroke. I bumped the phone thing. Sorry, just relax, you're okay. Anyway, she gave me this really cute little bunny paper, and it's double-sided. And I was like, oh my God, I don't want to use it because then I have to cover up some of the bunnies. So I did it this way so that, so that you could see all of it. And this says, happiness radiates like the fragrance from a flower and draws all good things towards you. So that's that. And then here is the back of the book. So I already showed you that. So it's a chubby book. It's got a lot of stuff in it. It will be for sale on my Etsy shop. Bunny, would you like to say something? I sure would, Mom. I sure would. Hi, you guys. I'm still hopping, hippity hop, hippity hop. Because it's Easter and I've had a lot of candy and woohoo. So I'm ready to go. I hope you guys all have a wonderful day. Mom has a couple more things she's working on, so we might see you again real soon. Bye, you guys. Love you. Bye, everybody.